Sportscast Sports Talk 101 on digital radio, on the app, on your smart speaker, on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch.tv, and Facebook. Sportscast Sports Talk 101.
Discuss, debate, entertain, and loud.
Sportscast Sports Talk 101.
Woo! Yes.
Time of the game, season, week, day, whatever. I don't know. Football. That's all I know.
What's going on, brother?
Holy shit. Dude, there's been news, there's been injuries, there's been signings, firings.
Yeah.
There was a Twitter trend that I'm not willing to
we ain't
call
gonna
out
talk
there
about that. We ain't gonna talk about that.
If you want to know the trend, just look up San Francisco 49ers quarterback. You can figure it out. I'm not comfortable saying it because it just was very weird. But holy crap, dude. I don't even know where to begin. We got the scores we can go over, but I think we'll jump into some news first. The biggest of which is there's a new quarterback in LA that potentially will be getting. I think he's actually getting the start on Thursday.
I'm gonna be honest. I was hoping he would have came to the Niners. I was hoping that he would have came to the Niners because I think he could have did some good with the coach. CMC running the ball in the back. I mean, honestly, the defense. All you got to do is just, dude. You don't got to do that much, man. Just throw the ball when it's needed. Don't get no interceptions and let the defense do the work. So, but we got Josh, and I'm cool with that. But hey, Purdy.
Hey, to be fair though, I forgot he was still in the league.
I
knew
he was there.
The name. I had to look up the name. I was like, why does that name sound familiar? And then I realized he was from Iowa State, and which I can't stand because I'm a Hawkeye fan.
Right.
So.
Not bad to be picked last in the draft and to win a game. Not just they actually dominated. He threw a really bad interception, but hey, you know what? He made up for it, and not bad. They beat a powerhouse team, the Dolphins.
Yeah,
so
that is impressive because I wasn't sure how that was going to pan out. I know we both picked that. But that doesn't mean anything because it was still the Dolphins. Like, it's one of those that we could have seen gone anyway. So bravo either way for that. I think that's fantastic.
Well, we lost Jimmy G though. That kind of sucks.
When I saw that, I was like, oh damn, here we go again. This is what happened last year. And then I saw the reports came out surgery, and I'm like, well, there goes his trade value.
I heard when I was panicking when I heard fracture, and fracture means broken, and I was like, oh,
the original was broken foot, and I'm like, and they said he's done for the season, gonna need surgery. Now it's fracture, he's not gonna need surgery, and he could return for the playoffs, which is good, but depending on how well Purdy does, you may not even need him. It would be nice to put him in, but if the kid does better, does good, why break why change what ain't broke? I mean, do you risk further, is he going to be 100%? I don't care if he's ready for the playoffs. How well is he going to be back? Is he even going to be, it took a long time to get back as it is from the last injury.
And we lost Mitchell, our running back, but we have CMC. I'm happy with CMC. I'm happy with Kittle. Debo scares me, man, because he gets hamstring. He's got a bad hamstrings. So if we could just not get hurt and just limp into the playoffs, that would be great. But I'm not worried. I had a lot of people texting me, telling me, no GBG. And really, honestly, the defense has been kicking butt. Special teams has been kicking butt.
Well,
so I'm happy.
That's the key right there is your defense has been maintaining so well that it doesn't hurt you when your offense is kind of lackluster.
Yeah.
When Jimmy's having an off day, you guys still win because
Hey, I gotta
your
talk. We gotta
defense
talk
is.
about your team, man. Your quarterback looking good. He looks good.
I've been saying this from the get-go since last year. The fact that Heineke came out of nowhere anyways. Remember, he almost took
Yeah,
out Brady on
yeah,
Brady's Super Bowl run and
right,
spoiled that whole thing.
right,
Brady would not have even stayed with the Bucks if
right,
Washington had beat him.
right.
Um, but that's the GOAT. You don't mess with the GOAT.
The
But
goat.
Heineke should never have lost, should never have had to wait. That should have been his job from the start of the season. But he proved a point, and he's shown it that, hey, this is my job. And Rivera said the same thing. Rivera said it's his to lose. I don't see him losing it. I see Wentz going to somebody else's team as a back
Hey, two
at this
two
point.
75, 2 touchdowns, and then you had Robinson. Oh my God! Your boy McLaurin was on fire. 105 yards, 1 TT. They look good. I actually thought Washington was going to. I was like, oh God, I'm gonna hear Vet Washington. I'm just waiting for it.
No,
But
instead we lost.
it's
Now
a
I know,
tie.
of course,
It's not a loss,
no,
man. It's a tie. It's a tie.
That's all. That's nonsense. There are no ties in football. I don't give a shit if there are on paper. That's still a loss. Because what happens when you go, and this is my issue. What happens in the playoffs? Do they allow ties in the playoffs? No, they don't. Do they allow ties in the Super Bowl? No, they don't. What do? Now, granted, we have not seen this before in the Super Bowl, and I don't know the last time there's ever been a tie. It's gone to overtime in the playoffs. But if the Super Bowl were to go to end in regulation with a tie score, goes to overtime. We know that that's how that works. At the end of overtime, if it's a tie, what do they do in the Super Bowl? Guess what? You're going to keep playing.
Right.
They have done that before. They implemented the ties because years ago, I don't remember the two teams. It might have been Denver and one other, but they played basically what was the equivalent of like 2 full games. It was like 8 quarters.
Right.
So then they made the ties a thing. That shit needs to go. Because if you don't have a tie in the playoffs and you don't have ties in the Super Bowl, you don't need a tie in the regular season. I'm not saying that you keep playing until you win like 8 quarters long or it goes like 18 innings like in baseball or something stupid. But there should be a way that you can modify the rules and adjust it to fix so you don't have that issue. Play it like high school football when you go to overtime. Play it like college football where you put them at the 25-yard line and you give them 4 downs and let both teams get that opportunity. You start at the 25, you got 4 downs. If you get a first down, you get another 4 downs. If you F up and you don't, tough shit. The other team gets the ball at the 25, 4 downs, either get a field goal or a touchdown, and that's it. Whoever wins it, there you go. If the first team that gets it manages to get a touchdown or a field goal, the other team still gets the opportunity. And there you go. It shouldn't be that hard.
So now Washington is underneath the Giants. They're technically in the standings. It goes Philly, Dallas, Giants, Washington. That would have been great if the Giants would have been 8-5?
Yeah.
And over the Giants and closer to the Cowboys because the Cowboys are 9-3.
Yeah,
now
it's disgusting that we're at this position where we're at. I'm not a fan of this whole thing. We should have won the game. It's not a loss, but it's still a loss in my books, and I'm not pleased with that outcome because it screws us up in the long run for the playoffs. It does affect things. It changes the outlook of everything. I was hoping the Eagles would lose or the Cowboys would lose. Or did I expect the Cowboys to lose? No chance in hell. Did I hope the Eagles would? Kind of, but I think the powerhouse is no. I don't know.
We totally forgot about AJ Brown going back to Tennessee.
So my thing is the Eagles are 11-1 and the Cowboys are 9-3. And as you guys noticed, I put in the title for the show, do we have a new NFC Powerhouse? We do. In my opinion, I think the Cowboys are the best team in the NFC. I don't think the Eagles are. I think they've gotten lucky with a few games. I think it's clear at this point within the last several games since Dak came back, that's a different Cowboys team. That is the toughest team in the NFC. I think the NFC East overall is the toughest division in the NFL. I don't think there's a division, NFC or AFC, that could top the NFC East at this point. Right now, going at this stage at the season, I think that is the toughest team division in the league. And I'm sure there are people out there that'll be like, you're effing nuts. But if you look at the records of every division in the league, there is not a team, there's not a division where every single team is over 500. There's not. Right. You don't, I mean, all four of those teams could be playoff teams at the end of the season, which is ridiculous to even think.
But we all know whatever happens in the regular season is the regular season. It's in the playoffs, it's all different.
It means absolutely nothing, because we know that the Giants went 8-8 in the regular season several years ago when they won the Super Bowl. Both times that they won the Super Bowl with Eli. And guess what? They were on the road. They were the underdog on the road, and they won every single game and won the Super Bowl against all odds. I'm not saying that Washington can do that, but I'm also not saying that they can't, because I didn't think that they were going to be 7-5 and 1 this season. I also didn't expect the Eagles to be sitting at 11-1, the Cowboys 9-3, the Giants 7-4-1, and the Vikings 10-2. So my predictions are all out the window. I don't understand anything anymore.
So were you excited when you saw Deshaun Watson hit the field?
I mean, I was excited when if he got actually hit the field, like someone hit him to the ground.
First of all, the only reason why the Browns won was because of the special teams and the defense. He didn't do anything. Now, I did talk to somebody, a particular Canadian, who said, well, he hasn't played any games and he's been sitting out. And I'm like, what was he doing? Was he practicing? Was he getting ready? What was he doing?
That's his choice. And I'm not counting this current season where he was forced to sit out. He sat out before that too. If people remember, he sat out the entire season last year because he didn't want to play for the Texans because he was too good. So he chose to sit the whole season out. That's called a choice. You chose to sit out and make yourself a crappy quarterback. I mean, you're overrated. You shouldn't have gotten that kind of money. And your crappy performance showed it there. The only reason your team is good is, thankfully, you've got two running backs that are fantastic.
It wasn't even his run.
It was Kareem Hunt.
It was the defense. They got an interception. They got a pick six. The defense, special team said, "Okay, Deshaun, welcome back. We got this. We're gonna take care of you." Because good Lord, they got a safety. They got
I'm trying to and I'm looking through the scores to figure out the most unexpected score. And out of all of them, Dallas is on a whole nother playing level at this point.
I didn't think Detroit would do a 40 to the Jacks 14.
No, that's where I was going. I wasn't going to count the Dallas game. I was saying Detroit putting up 40. But if you look at every game they played this season, they have been averaging like 20, 30 points a game.
Right.
Their record does not do them justice, which is weird, because what the record is and how they've been playing are very different. And to be fair though, they're 5-7. I didn't expect them to. They're in second place in the NFC North. They actually have a potential. They could make the playoffs.
Yes, they can.
As weird as that sounds. As weird as that sounds, they have the potential that they could make the playoffs.
But don't forget that bad man over there in Green Bay.
I don't won. Him. He's a bum.
He won.
He won, but
he won.
He won, but let's be real. It's the Bears. And that's all I got to say. It's the Bears.
You win, you're in. That's all that matters.
Yes. No. And I understand that.
Yeah.
But as I said, now, do we know what happened to what's that running back in in Baltimore that thinks he's a quarterback. Oh, Lamar Jackson, look what happens when you run the ball and do too much. You injure yourself, you bonehead.
So
God.
he doesn't have an agent. He is his agent, and so he does the negotiations.
He's so
Now
stupid.
I hope the Ravens
Oh
do
my
the
God.
right thing and they do like what Dallas did with Dak. When Dak got hurt, everybody said, "Well, Dak, he's screwed," but Dallas paid him his money. Do you think the Ravens are going to pay Jackson?
No, I
Really?
don't.
They ain't got
He's
nothing
not.
else going in Baltimore, man.
They better look at free agency because they need to move on from this bonehead.
I
He's
mean,
going to end up. He's going to destroy his career and ruin that
bro,
team.
who
The
he ain't
fact
got
is,
nobody. What he look? If you look at Dallas, you look at all the other teams. What do they got? They got. I mean, even
no, I get it.
the Bengals. He
They
got
may have
nobody. He
they
ain't
may
got
have to pay.
nobody.
I don't think they want to. I don't think they. Let me rephrase that. I don't think they want to pay him. I don't think they have a choice though. They may have to because they don't have any other options available. That was an ugly game. A 10-9 victory is as ugly as you can get.
I thought
The only
Russell was
bright
gonna
thing
pull it
was
off, man.
the only bright side of that whole thing was Russell Wilson had a kind of decent game. He didn't
Yeah,
throw any
this kick.
interceptions.
Oh God.
17 to 22, 189 yards, and that's all he did. I mean, he did run the ball twice, for 21 yards, but
That will
it
be
was
the
basically punts and
worstest.
field goals.
That's the worstest trade ever, man. I'm telling you, Denver is gonna regret picking up Mr. Russell Wilson, man. Because
They regretted it, I think, several weeks ago. Yeah, I don't know where else to go with that one.
now you got Tyler Huntley, who stat wise, when you put him up against him and Jamar,
What's going on, Wilson? Let's talk
who's
armored rugby.
good
uh,
Lord, he's up. Man, you better go to
when
sleep.
isn't he? When is he never? He's always up. So the other news was the Titans canned their GM
Yes.
John Robinson after 7 seasons.
Yep.
Not really surprising there.
Because you know why? Because they let AJ Brown go, and what did AJ Brown do? He said, "All right, all right, He circled Eagles versus Titans. He even said it when they interviewed him after the game. He says, I ain't gonna lie, I was a little bitter. I was a little hurt. They just let me go like that, and I'd be lying
Yeah.
if I didn't say it bothered me, but he did
Yeah.
it. He got him.
Oh, and then Ron Rivera made headlines because not like in a bad way. He just basically said Carson Wentz is the right now is the primary backup to Taylor Heineke when he's cleared to play. I thought he was already cleared to play, but apparently they're just not going to give him that luxury yet, and I don't blame him. Why? He's not. Wentz knows he's done in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
The team knows he's done in Washington. The fans have known that since the day he was signed.
Where's he gonna go? Where's he gonna go?
Wherever I don't know. Wherever it is, it's
New
not.
Orleans
Wherever he
next
ends up
year. New
playing,
Orleans.
that's about the only place I could see maybe getting a starting job.
No. I got tons of
Carolina's another
places.
one.
Carolina. Mm-hmm.
Houston.
I think they're gonna give this kid another try. I think they're gonna give him another try. So, but I think after that year, they're gonna be looking for another. You know what? No, I take that back. That kid sucked. I think I would be looking for another.
Wentz is not is done. This is and literally the best thing here, and I have not seen this in a long time with an article about Washington, is there's no quarterback controversy in Washington. Do you know how long it's been since I've seen an article that starts off saying there's no quarterback controversy in Washington? I don't know the last time. There's always been.
You
Not
don't.
since Mark
Yeah.
Rippon. Not
Right.
since Mark Rippon. There has
Right.
always been a controversy since Gus Frerotte and Heath Schuler.
Yeah. I you know what? I remember when it was Cousin versus RG3. Remember
Yeah.
that? And
Yeah. Oh, I do too.
let's be honest, RG3 was the man. Cousin,
RG.
man,
Well,
cousin had that
no,
flair. Cousin had
he
the
didn't. He did not have the flair. The problem with that issue was that upper management, basically Snyder, wanted
yeah.
RG3. Shanahan wanted Cousins. Shanahan saw something in Cousins that he did not see in RG3, but Shanahan didn't get to say so, and that was the end of that. But
I
Rivera didn't even entertain the thought of replacing Heineke with Carson Wentz when
They
the
better
latter, once
not.
he's medically cleared.
But that would be horrible. I
He
think
has. I don't. I
honestly,
think he. Washington's 5-1-1 since Heineke
mhm.
took over.
I think Wentz. I think Wentz should just play as a veteran backup and help some of and just like sit there with the clipboard, give the guy advice,
I
and
think.
just be there. Just be
Yeah.
there.
I mean, how many teams do you go to before you realize you're just a backup? And it's unfortunate because he had. Well, I don't know if he ever had potential, but he supposedly had potential, and it just wasn't there. Now I get, the thing they were talking about with Heineke is that yes, they're 5-1 since he took
Mhm.
over, but he hasn't unlocked an offensive juggernaut. They're putting up 20 or fewer offensive points in the past 3 weeks. The thing is, we're winning, and guess what? When we had this other quarterback that injured his knee, and
Mhm.
Alex Smith, he wasn't an offensive juggernaut either. He was consistent. He
Mhm.
got the ball down the field. They didn't
See
put up
that's
tons of yardage.
see
They didn't
that's
put
the
up
thing.
tons of points.
You don't see that's the thing. You don't need there's different quarterbacks for
Well, and
different
that's
systems.
how Rivera plays though. Rivera does is not like a Andy Reid or a Bruce Arians where you're just going
Right.
to be
It's air
throwing
the ball,
bombs.
air the ball. Yeah.
Rivera is conservative and plays smart football. Rivera coaches smart football, and he wants controlling time of possession, things that Washington has done. That's
Right.
exactly what they did against Philly. They
Right.
controlled the clock. Clock management has always been one of Washington's weak spots, and they're
Mhm.
starting to get that turned around. I think that they will be in the playoffs this year. I don't see them going as much as when they make the playoffs. I'll be the first one out there saying Washington's going to the Super Bowl. But that's the fan in me that will be saying that. The realist will be like, I'm happy they're in the playoffs. I think they'll get depending on who they face. I think they can get to the
Who do you
divisional
think they'll
round.
face? Who do you think they'll face?
I don't know. I I don't want to say because the Eagles got a first round bye. That's clear. The
Right.
Vikings are going to be, I think, the other one that has the
The other
first
one.
round bye because
Right.
it's always two first round byes in the NFC,
Mhm.
AFC.
Mhm.
God, I looking at the sketch. I mean, it could be the Niners. It could. I'm hoping to God it's not Dallas. For all I know, it could be the Bucks. I mean, there's a bunch of teams that I think can make the wild card round, and that Washington can face. I think some
See,
of those they could
I'm
beat.
worried now because we don't have Christmas Eve is when we play your team, and we don't have Jimmy G. We got Purdy, and
I
that changes
but
everything. That's
it does,
he's
but
yeah.
we never know. We really don't anymore.
No, because he got
This season has
'cause
taught us that we have no clue anymore.
they got film on Purdy for the Miami game. They'll get
Yeah.
film again. And you got to remember, he is a rookie. He is young, and coaches and players, they'll figure him out. They'll figure him out. And that's why you need run. You need Debo. You need
Here we
have
go.
Kittle right there, and don't have him do too much
Okay,
because we
so
will
we've
lose.
got. So I was pulling up the playoff picture to see what we got so
Hmm.
far currently. We've got 7 playoff berths available. There are 7 spots available, both NFC, AFC. Right now, the number 1 spot, the AFC, is the Bills. They went up 4 spots. Um, the Eagles are number 1. They haven't. They've been at number 1. I think. I don't even probably the whole damn season.
Right.
Number 2 is the Chiefs in the AFC. Then you've got the Ravens at number 3. They moved up the spot the Chiefs fell.
Chiefs did lose. Chiefs did lose.
Yeah.
Burrow.
Yep.
Only top teams gets the. Yes, we know, Jeff.
Yes.
Jeff. We know that.
Titans are number 4. Bengals coming in at 5th. Dolphins are 6th, and the Jets are the 7th seeded team, which is crazy that the Jets are on that list. Like I don't think I would have expected that one. That at the beginning of the season when we
I think White. I think they got something special in White. I think he's gonna do. I think he's gonna do good. Aaron just said top. Yeah, I know. He meant something different, Jeff.
Yeah, well, the top 2 teams in the NFL, that still counts. One, you have your number 1 seed in both AFC and NFC. But in the NFC, you got the Eagles number 1, Vikings number 2. The Niners are still up there at number 3. The Bucks are at number 4 at 6-6. And Cowboys coming in at 9-3. I think the Cowboys should be higher than that. I don't know. This is just what I'm looking off the NFL's standings with their playoff picture. I think the Cowboys should be higher up on that list than 5th. But that's just my opinion. The way they've been playing, the Giants coming in at 6th, and the Seahawks are 7th. Then you've got Washington at 8, the Lions at 10, and Lions at 9th, and the Packers are at 10th. Which, if Jeff said Washington makes playoffs, they play Minnesota unless they get help. And if that's the case, Minnesota will end up knocking them out, I think. Only way Cowboys get higher is well, it's not like it couldn't happen.
You're forgetting another team though. You're forgetting the Giants, because the Giants.
I know the Giants
are 7.
Yeah. Well, no. Jeff was saying I actually agree with it. They get hired. They play. If they win the division, and the Cowboys could still win the division. They're 9-3. Philly's 11-1. If Philly falters and the Cowboys continue putting up points like they are, they could win the division. I've been saying that for 2 weeks now. Like I am impressed, and I got to give respect where respect is due. And Dallas is stepping it up in a way that I wasn't expecting it.
So Philly's got the Giants, they got the Bears, and then they got the Cowboys on Christmas Eve. I can see Philly beating. I can see Philly beating the Giants. I can see Philly beating the Bears. It's the Cowboys game. I can't wait to see that. And then
and Jeff said we need the Giants to beat Philly. Philly can get beat. We've seen that. Washington apparently is the only one that's been able to show how that works. Trying to look and see what the other teams. I know the Jets lost, but that was another nail biter with the Vikings.
They almost pulled that off, man. Those guys.
Yeah, they did. That's like the Rams losing again, but to the Seahawks, but that was a 27-23.
Rams are done.
Yeah, they are done.
They're done.
How about that? The Bengals Chiefs game. That was a entertaining one to say the least.
Yes, it was, but Jamar Chase was back, and he made a difference. That's Burrow's guy, so that's scary, man. Bengals is scary.
Let me see. Where was it? Oh, I guess I don't have it on here. Damn, there was. I swear I shared something, but I guess I didn't. I know there was some updates to the Week 15 Saturday triple header has been announced. So you got the Colts Vikings 1:00, Ravens Browns at 4:30, and the Dolphins Bills at 8:15. That one's been flexed. They did some other ones. They moved the season's second matchup between the Giants and Commanders into a national viewing, so that one got changed. The Patriots-Raiders game got flexed out to out of Sunday Night Football in favor of the NFC East contest. So we get to watch Sunday night Giants-Washington, which will be interesting. And then you got the other ones: the Falcons at Saints and Lions at Jets. We're also eligible to play in one of the Saturday slots, but those are still Sunday at 1:00.
Right.
So yeah, the big one I think was the fact that Washington got bumped up. I had some other stuff that I pulled up, but I can't seem to figure out where I shared it. I've been sharing. There's been so much news popping up lately. Let me see. Maybe if I go here, I don't think there is much. Besides the scores, I think Dallas set another record with those points that they put up. Hey, what's up, Crow?
What's going on, Crow?
Because they set that record last week, I believe, and then they with how many points they put up last week, and then good God, 54 points. Like the poor Colts, dude. I saw that and I'm like, holy God!
Right.
Like I don't know who said what to what player, but somebody lit a fire in Dallas that has turned that team on a whole nother level.
Well, first of all, Dak coming back makes a difference. You can look at his numbers and stuff and the
Yeah.
scores per game. So that's helping. And then honestly, you got to give it up. Both running backs are doing great.
Yeah,
So
and I will admit I've been pretty harsh on Zeke, but he's stepping it up.
Dak is doing a great job.
Jeff said he's
That
throwing too many interceptions.
Dak is doing a
And,
good job, and so what Jeff is trying to do? He's trying to do reverse psychiatry and say that the Dallas is doing bad because he doesn't want to see what happened when Dak, tried to run during a playoff game with no timeout. So that's what Jeff is trying to do.
yeah,
So
that's why he's saying we can't win in the playoffs.
he's trying to. I know
So
exactly what he's trying to do.
do we give respect to Brady and the Bucks for that
Hell yeah.
that comeback
40
win?
Hey, and I felt can I tell you something? I felt sorry for him because man, there was guys dropping balls. He was just
Oh,
like he was
I
sitting there and
shared.
he was
There's
like,
some clips on our. There are some clips on our YouTube page. Sports Talk 101. If you go there, you look at under. Let me see. Where is it? Which Sportscast? We're in Sports Talk. If we go over to Sports Talk 101's YouTube page, there is one of them that you can clearly see he is pissed
yeah,
after
yeah.
missing the deep ball to Julio Jones.
It was just,
He was
it was Julio.
furious.
There was what can you do? But guess what? I love the joke that he said after the post game interview. He says, yeah, we planned that. We planned that. But he's the GOAT. That's why he's the GOAT, man. That was awesome. And they actually scored. That touchdown got taken away. And I said, oh, well, that's it. And then he scored again. Odell
Yeah,
to Bills. Mark my word.
well, that was the thing. There was Odell says, I'm probably going to I'm going to probably end up with the Cowboys. The Cowboys said, well, we don't know about that. I did see there was conflicting reports, which is what I didn't get because Odell says one thing, like I'm going to end up, I'm probably more than likely going to go to the
So
Cowboys, and the
basically,
Cowboys saying
Cowboys have concern after meeting with Odell Beckham Jr.
because of his injury.
The Dallas Cowboys have concerns after Odell Beckham Jr.'s physical that his recovery from his torn left ACL in the Super Bowl has not progressed enough. So he ain't ready. He's not ready, man.
I don't think he is either, but I agree with the Cowboys' concerns because they said even if we signed him, we can't use him until the playoffs. It's possibly. Is he 100%? Do they even need him? One, that's the biggest question. Do you need him in the playoffs?
No.
The way they've been playing, I don't think they need him.
No, first of all, you don't want this man to come out there and get injured. And as a business, you're not going to pay for somebody that's got one leg. It doesn't make any sense.
That's a bad sign all around to go to the Dallas. I don't see Dallas signing him. There may be fans out, Cowboys fans that would love to see him there. I think that would be a bad move on the Cowboys' part. And I'm not even a fan of the Cowboys, and I
No.
agree with them to not want to
Cowboys,
sign
you don't
him.
need look just because he
No,
went to
because
the Rams and he won a Super
well, the
Bowl.
thing is, the other thing is, you
Mhm.
sign him. Whose spot is he taking? That's the other thing is where's he going to go? It's
You
he's going
don't
to want to be
you
he's going to
don't
want to be in the lineup.
you
So
don't need the Cowboys don't need him. They don't need him.
yeah,
And
well,
I'm
and
and I
yeah,
don't mean
Jeff,
that in a
no,
and I don't mean that in a
this
mean
is
way.
Jeff said
Is
James Washington will be back plus Tryon, so we don't
yeah,
need him.
they
You
don't
know
need
what? And
him.
I agree with you on it.
They don't
You guys don't.
he- there's a reason why these guys go in for these interviews, plus they do the physicals. He didn't pass. He's got issues. You need the burst
Yeah,
of speed. What are they going to use him for? What slots, deep ball? You need your leg to pivot. You
yeah.
need
I
that's a nasty piece. ACL, PCL. That's
yeah.
you need your leg.
It doesn't seem like it would be a good move at all for that one.
Yeah,
Let's see. There's 5 playoff. I'm looking through, just piecing through the news. 5 playoff contenders facing toughest schedules down the stretch.
yeah.
The Giants had that was actually the Giants tie when they tied with one. It was the first tie for the Giants since Week 12 of 1997. Let's see. So, how tough an opponent are the 8-4 49ers right now following the season-ending injury to Jimmy G? What about the 8-4 Ravens, who might be without Lamar Jackson for multiple games?
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with the statement. Records are deceiving because you got the Raiders are 5-7, you got the Titans at 7-5, who've lost two straight of the three of their past 5. So
Right.
the Giants are coming in at number 1, who have the toughest schedule. As the remaining schedule stands as the toughest among teams that have not been
Mm-hmm.
eliminated from playoffs,
Right.
with a combined opponent win percentage of .710. That's crazy.
Right.
4 of their 5 remaining games are against likely playoff teams or teams scratching and clawing to get in, such as Washington, the team they just tied on Sunday in Washington in 2 weeks. While the 2 remaining games against the 11-1 Eagles tilt the percentage heavily, there's a chance Philly could have the top seed in the NFC wrapped up heading into the final weekend of the regular season, which more than likely means that they're going to pull almost all their starters when the Giants face them if they've already secured it, because that's always happens. I don't know.
We need to talk about because we're skipping another important division that we need to talk about.
Which one?
Well, we got Tampa Bay, Atlanta, Carolina. Did you see 6-6, 5-8, 4-8, 4-9?
Yeah.
The South, the NFC South.
The South is. I'm trying to figure out which is in the NFC. Which one is the worst? Because remember, the NFC East used to be the laughing stock for so many years, and
Right.
that has not didn't happen this year. That's
Right.
actually the toughest division in the league, I think.
Right.
As I said at the beginning of the show, I think the weakest in the NFC is probably, like you said, the South. But the Bucks have turned it around. At now, they're at 500. The
Yeah, they're
Falcons
6-6.
technically, I don't know if you could count the Falcons out of it at 5-8. I mean,
They're
what are
still
we?
in it.
Yeah, they're still in it. There's I don't know if the Saints and the Panthers I think are done at this point. I don't know if I would say that they're still in it. It's like the Bears. We know the Bears are done. They're 3-10. You're done. You're out.
Right.
The
Rams.
Packers in the NFC North. I mean, obviously the Vikings clearly have that division won. There's no chance of them losing the division. But the Lions and the Packers are both still in it, I think, and could still one or both could make the playoffs. I don't really know. I think a lot's going to there's going to be different factors for the teams that are in the hunt, and those two are clearly both in the hunt. I think the Falcons are still in the hunt. The Bucks are in the hunt. And then the NFC West, it's the Niners and the Seahawks, and that's it. And I don't think I would have expected the Rams to be 3-9 on a 6-game losing streak.
You lose Cup, which is pretty much 90% of your offense. You're done.
Yeah, but
Cup.
but a 6-game losing streak, and they're 3-9. Like,
Well, Matthew's on the sideline, so he's
and
not
they're not
playing.
putting up points though. They're putting
No.
up. They only put up 201 points. They've allowed 280. That's a lot.
That is
Considering the Seahawks have put up the most points in the NFC West. They put up 318 points, and they've given up 304. That like almost double 100 points more than what the Rams have scored all season.
Baker will not get the Rams to the next 5 wins, Jeff. He will.
No, there's no.
That's not going to happen. That'd be a nice story. Could happen, but it ain't going to happen because he couldn't even do that in Carolina, and he couldn't do that in Cleveland. So yeah. But
Yeah.
I would have loved to see Baker Mayfield come to San Francisco because I think that would have been great.
I think your coach would have had a field day with him. That type of quarterback.
Baker to Kittle, Baker to Debo, Baker to CMC would have been nice.
Yeah,
would have been nice. But don't get me wrong, I like Purdy.
Do you know? So, and I'm looking at the AFC conference now, and it's the AFC East and the AFC North. And as weird as it is to say the North, those are the two top conferences, I think. Looking at the East, you got the Bills at 9-3.
Right.
The Dolphins are 8-4. The Jets are 7-5, and the Patriots are 6-6. I expected the Bills to be, with a record similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
Based off how the Dolphins finished out last year, I expected that. I did not expect the other two. To be fair, I was not expecting to see a 7-5 Jets or a 6-6 Patriots.
Because you got a product from San Francisco who's the head coach of the Jets, and you went and you got rid of Zach Wilson. You brought up White. I like White. I think he's great.
He has done fantastic.
I like White.
He came out of nowhere with that.
Well, Wilson, he had a chance. Riviera gave him a chance. I mean, not Riviera. Scala gave him a chance, and
the writing was on the wall when he thought he was Aaron Rodgers that can throw the whole team under the bus.
Right. Yeah, you can't do that.
Aaron Rodgers can throw his team and receivers under the bus. Zach Wilson is not is not on that level where he can.
And
do
then
that.
Corey, and then the Jets. I mean, they got Corey Davis. He came back from injury. He played an outstanding game. I actually picked him up on the waiver wire. I'm going to use him against Kevin in one of our leagues. And then thank you, Kevin. Kevin told me, hey, you got White sitting on the waiver wire. You should go pick him up. And I said, okay. Him. I grabbed White. White got me in our league. He got me 48 points, man. The guy, he's good. He's good.
He got me because I actually won. I'm at the bottom of the list for fantasy in the league that I'm in with, I think you and a bunch of others. I'm at 4-9. But I think
Jackie took out Jeff in our league.
Well, I'm playing Jeff this week, but I did beat the team that I played was ranked 3rd, I think. They're now 5th because I beat them 236-84 to 158. But I got 50 points from Gino, and Mike White got me 48.
Jeff,
46.
Just so you know, Jeff, the only reason why they did get Baker Mayfield is they're going to get a pick from him. They did pay the money, but if something does not go through, they're going to get a pick. That's all they got Baker for, because everybody knows Matthew Stafford is the man in SoFi.
Yeah. I was looking. That's what I wanted to see. Yeah, Jared Goff, man, Jesus, 340 yards and 2 touchdowns in that Lions win.
Don't matter. You gotta win. You should have did that earlier. You should have did it earlier. Should have did it earlier.
Yeah, I know. He should have been doing that all season long, but he's turning it around.
I
He's
agree.
gotten them up to
I
5-7
agree.
now. So
They got they got Brown. St. Brown's a hell of a receiver. They got Swift. They got a team, and it all good on. We'll see. We'll see.
yeah.
We'll see.
Let's see. And then we were looking at the standings again. When I was talking about the AFC North, the Ravens 8-4,
Mm-hmm.
the Bengals are also 8-4.
Yeah,
but the Bengals have put up more points, 312 points. They've allowed 255.
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens have put up 285 and only allowed 236. But then you've also got the Browns at 5-7 and the Steelers are at 5-7. Theoretically,
I think the Ravens. I think Bengals are gonna hop over the Ravens.
I think so too. But do you think the Browns or the Steelers could sneak in? Could you see either of them sneak in? I'd prefer the Steelers over the Browns, but only because of the Browns quarterback. I don't want him getting a bigger ego than he already thinks he has by letting him into the playoffs.
No, I think I see the Bengals sneaking in there, man. Dude, Higgins, Boyd, and Chase with Mixon. Well, Mixon's hurt, but they still got a stud running back. Joe Cool, the new Joe Cool, man. Burrow. I just
Titans are 7-5 in the AFC South, and I mean that's basically it. You got the Colts 4-8-1, the Jaguars 4-8, and the Texans have one win, 1-10-1. I forgot they got a win. And then the AFC West, the former powerhouse of the AFC.
Right.
The Chiefs 9-3 expected. I wasn't expecting the Chargers to be at 6-6. I thought they might be higher, but you had a few players that were injured.
And they lost some close games. They lost. They had some close games they lost.
Yeah. I mean, the Raiders are 5-7. I think they were hyped up in the offseason because of Devontae Adams.
Right.
Which set that everyone expected them to do better.
If they would have had Waller, the tight end, I think they would have been a better team.
The biggest hype, though, of the entire offseason leading into this season was the bottom of the barrel of the AFC West, the Denver Broncos at 3-9.
Be one of the worst trades ever.
Do you know what? They are actually... I'm looking at points for. They have scored the least amount of points in 13 weeks of football. They have scored the least amount of points out of all 32.
If I was, I'd be here. You know what, man? You need to give up that paycheck.
The Texans are 1-10-1. They have actually put up more points than the Broncos, which is terrible.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I would have expected that. And I'm like, the thing was Russell Wilson wanted out. He was this great quarterback, and we all thought.
But it's a team sport, though. It's a team sport. They got to put some people around them.
But the thing is, we all thought, what are the Seahawks doing? Why are they getting rid of this guy? That was the big thing. And now we're understanding exactly why they got rid of this guy.
Because it was Pete Carroll who's the puppet master. That's why. He said, "Look,
dude, he pulled a Bill Belichick if I ever saw one."
Yeah, he did. He got it.
Dude, straight pulled a Bill Belichick.
How old is Pete Carroll? Like what? 80-something years old. How old? He's an old coach, but he's a smart, wise coach. And that was a deal. They got picks. They got a hell of a deal. And Geno, I would give him the comeback player of the year, man. This guy's like. He's a stud.
Part of me thought that was going to be he was going to be where he was at. So I'm looking at the playoff picture. The Broncos are still in the playoff race. I mean, they're 10th, they're 15th. They're the bottom of the bubble for the AFC, and the Rams are at the bottom for the NFC. There are only two teams that are officially eliminated from the playoffs. And that's the Texans, which, shocking, right?
Yeah.
And the Bears.
And the Bears.
which is
Yeah.
crazy that the Broncos are still in it. I mean,
But Chicago,
theoretically, they're in it. I'm not going to say that they're going
Chicago,
to win.
they do have something special in Fields, but
Yes, and it's good to see that they utilize him. They're not forcing him to be a type of quarterback that he's not.
you got to give this kid some weapons, man. He can't.
You
It's
can't
like
have him
Jamar.
running.
You can't. You got to give him some weapons. Got to give him
Yeah.
some weapons.
Let me see. Let's go to the schedule. We'll do our pick. I'm not going to jot the picks down at this point. I didn't have time.
That's all right. Let's get.
We'll
out
just
of here.
talk it out. At this point, we at this point there's too much going on, and it's going to be harder at this point because the season's going to be it's going to be getting crazier with injuries and playoff teams dropping out of playoff contention. So our Thursday night prime time is going to be
Woo!
Raiders at the Rams. My money's on the Raiders. I'm sorry, Baker. This isn't going to be a win for you because I don't know who you'd be
Really?
throwing to. I think the Raiders are going to win it. And I could be wrong. Maybe Baker sparks the team.
I'm gonna give it to the Raiders. I'm gonna give the Raiders the win because you got Devontae Adams and you got Jacobs. That's a hell of a tandem right there. And then Derek Carr, come on, man. Get that ball to Devontae.
That's what I think the same. I don't expect that they are the Raiders. I mean, maybe we could both be wrong on this one, and Baker Mayfield shocks us all and sparks
Be a
some
hell
life.
of a story. Let's see.
I don't expect it to happen. First game up for our Sunday lineup is Jets at the Bills.
I'm rolling with. I love the Jets. I think they're great.
I do too.
I think they're gonna it's gonna be a hell of a game. But I'm going with the Buffalo Bills.
The 3 team, but I know. I put Bills. Don't worry. I've been jotting it down. I put the Bills. There's a part of me though that thinks that we could get that one wrong. There's a slim part of me that thinks that the Jets.
They almost came back, but I like what I'm seeing in the running. I like the running game of the Bills. Come on, man, you can't Stephon Diggs. He's been money.
The thing is also we're in December, and this is in Buffalo. It's a different. It's like that's like end of December and going to Green Bay. Right. It's along those lines. Next, Browns at the Bengals. Do I even need to ask you on that one? I'm going the Bengals. I'm sorry.
Going with the Bengals. Going with the Bengals.
Okay, thankful.
Yeah.
That maybe we'll see. I don't know what we'll see there.
We got the Battle of Texas. Houston and Dallas.
No. This isn't going to be the Battle of Texas. I mean, it is if you look.
It's going to be the massacre.
Texans, this is the Texans at the Cowboys, and the Texans may not. They may just forfeit, not even show up. Now we saw what the Cowboys put up last week. Week 13, they put 54 points up. I think week 14 we'll maybe see them hit 60 plus.
Can you imagine what the defense is going to do?
This is going to be
or the off.
Oh my God! You thought about you want to look at like a historical thing? This may be the one that sets the record books. This will be like the Battle of the Alamo, all over again. But them Cowboys, they are going to. If I were the Texans, I would be like, "Yo, can we just skip this game, please? I don't want to go there. Can we just take a forfeit?"
Yeah, I got Dallas all the way on that.
Yeah. Next up, Vikings at the Lions.
Ooh.
I'm going Vikings because they've been on a roll, and like I said, they find ways to get the job done. But this isn't the same Lions team,
right?
Like the beginning of the season. This is the Lions team that just won. Put up 40 points in a victory.
Newsflash! I'm giving you my upset of the week, and I'm going with the Lions.
I kind of figured that. I'm sticking with the Vikings on this one, but there is
I just Swift, Brown,
no.
and
I
then
agree. There
John,
is a
Jeff.
possibility that the Lions can win this one. Like I said, this is not the same Lions team that we're
Right,
all accustomed to watching just get
right.
manhandled and go,
And
oh,
I can't see
how many
these
losses
teams
they
with
can go.
these streaks, win. You know, there's gonna be some upsets in there. There's gonna be some crazy madness, but
Yep.
yeah, I'm going with.
I mean, this next game, I don't think there'll be a crazy upset. I would like to see it, but maybe we'll get a tie out of this one as well. So it still counts as a loss in my book, but not on paper. The 11-1 Eagles will be going to face the 7-4-1 New York Giants.
Going
I'm
with
assuming you're
Philly. Going with
you're
Philly.
okay.
Going with
Yeah,
Philly.
I am too. I'm going with Philly, but in the back of my mind, I'm hoping that that I get that one wrong and that the Giants can find a way to get a win. Not expecting it, but it would be nice to see it
I'm
happen.
sorry, man. I know you wanted your team and all, but
No, it's
fly,
not.
Eagles,
It's
fly.
not that. I just would like to see the Eagles get knocked down to earth every now and then. Besides just Washington showing that, I don't see it happening though. The Eagle.
Yeah.
This is the Eagles and the Cowboys are different teams
Right.
than they were a year ago. And that's all there is at this point. Next up, Ravens at the Steelers.
I'm
I'm
gonna
going.
believe it in. I'm going with the Steelers.
That's who I was going to go with.
I
And
was going with the Steelers.
I'm going Steelers because I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen with the Ravens at this point. You don't have Lamar Jackson.
Well, they got the backup quarterback, and if you on, he's not
Maybe they should have. Hey, you know what?
garbage. Huntley is
Maybe
not
they could call.
garbage.
Maybe they make a phone call and they bring RG3 back.
Yeah, RG's like nah.
He's like, you
Nah.
know what? I'll pass on that, guys. I
Nah,
don't want to get hurt again.
nah.
Here's an interesting one: Jacksonville at Tennessee.
I'm going with Tennessee.
Who won their Week 13 game? Oh, Jacksonville. That's right. Got beat 40-14, and Tennessee. What was the outcome of that one? Where am I looking at here on this ungodly list? Tennessee lost to Philly, so they both got manhandled on it. Oh, dude, that's.
They just fired somebody from the Titans, so I think they're just gonna play hard.
Yeah. I'll look though. I may change I may use my upset for that one, but I doubt it. I'm gonna probably say that's not gonna happen this week. I probably won't put an upset one on the board. Next, oh shit, this is an easy one. Chiefs at the Broncos. Do I even need to assume that who you're picking up?
Kansas City.
Yeah, that's who I went with as well. Panthers at the Seahawks. I'm going Seahawks on. For me, I'm going Seahawks on that one.
Going Seahawks, man. I'm going Seahawks.
I just don't. The Panthers are just a wreck. Oh, damn it!
Miami and the Chargers.
No, the next up is the Bucks at San Francisco.
Oh, the Bucks of San Francisco.
Yeah, Bucks. I know you want to go 49ers. I want to also, but I hate going up against. I almost want to say I'm going Bucks on this one. And
let me tell you something. Did you see how they played last game? And did you see how the Niners played last game?
I did.
You want to go against the Niners.
I don't want to go against Brady, but the Niners are going to eat him alive. The only concern I have with the Niners is at quarterback. I'm not concerned about the defense, and I'm not concerned about the running game. They could probably just take an easy passing game, throw a couple of passes, and just run the ball the whole game and probably still pull out a win. I already know you're going
to see Debo, you're going to see an IU, you're going to see CMC, you're going to see a whole bunch of guys running.
I'm not a fan of the quarterback, but that's just because he was an Iowa State boy, and I'm that's a
Going with
college
my
thing.
I'm going with my Niners. I'm going with my Niners.
I did too. I love Brady. If anybody can beat the Niners, it's going to be Brady making some weird ass fourth quarter comeback with some magical thing. I just don't see it with this Niners defense. And the last Sunday night. Oh, go ahead.
I was trying on a Bosa jersey the other day. Just want to let you know that. I'm just saying.
So Sunday night football, Dolphins at the Chargers.
I'm going with Dolphins, man. Dolphins, they're licking their wounds right now, and they got exposed.
Yeah, I'm going Dolphins on that one as well. And Monday night is the Patriots at Cardinals, and I'm going Patriots on that one. I'm
going Cardinals. I'm gonna go Cardinals.
All right.
I'm gonna go Cardinals.
It's the only one that we didn't get on the same. No, we did. The Vikings one was otherwise every one of our picks was basically on par. So it'll be interesting. I think it's gonna. It's always fun when we're on the same page, and we've had a few of those where we've been like completely off. But it's gonna get tougher down the road, especially when we get because week 14 is kind of it, and then we've got 15, 16, 17, and 4 games, 4 weeks left. And week 15 is really where things really start to shape the playoff picture. Because and this is just a prelude to our week 15, where we get to talk about that next week, because we have a Thursday night game. Then we have 3 games on Saturday. Then we have our Sunday lineup. And then we have a Monday game. So we got football Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Love it. Yes.
And Thursday is going to be a good one because we know Thursday night football, week 15, that's a San Francisco game.
Yep.
We got the Saturday games. That's a full plate of just nothing but sit home, grab your popcorn, grab your snacks, get your TV tray out, and just sit. Tell your wife, I'll see you on Tuesday. Because you're going to be sitting in front of the TV for 3 days for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Because all you're going to have is football.
And you're gonna see some bones breaking. There's gonna be. I mean, this is where you get your injuries. The cold weather. The hits are harder.
It's not so much that It's not so much that It's the first time. Once you get to that part of the season where that Saturday games come in play, that's when everything changes. Because that's when it's cold outside. You've got injuries starting to pop up. You've got teams that may be sitting players out.
We lost 2 quarterbacks last week, folks. 2 quarterbacks. That makes a difference. In
two that went down for injuries, and one that got traded or released, I guess technically, and then went to a new team.
Right. It's gonna be weird
late in the season. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be an interesting one, to say the least. So. Guys, with that being said, thank you to everybody that tuned in on Sports Talk 101 on Sportscast.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Crow. Thank you, Wilson.
Stuff. They've been busting out. Sportscast has been busting out shows left and right with the World Cup stuff, with the football.
And look at that. It's autographed. Joe Montana, folks. Woo! Let's go, Niners. Woo!
We've also got baseball. We'll probably, we'll talk about what there's basketball. There's hockey. Hockey's just starting up. If you go to our Sports Talk 101 YouTube page, the link is on this little ticker down here. There's all kinds of new stuff. I've just got a bunch of new things added to the page. There's some new playlists, all kinds of cool stuff. We've got NFL game highlights. I post that stuff up there every Sunday night. I try to have everything done by Monday night after the Monday night games. But there's random NFL clips. There's NBA highlights. There's some MLB baseball highlights, some college football highlights, hockey highlights. I just started getting up there. The random wrestling stuff that I find funny. There's some classic football stuff. Our shows every week are up there. Some news related stuff, and then all our shorts that I post. So there's all kinds of stuff. You can catch up on all the latest episodes. If you missed our show tonight, you can rewatch it on Sportscast or you can watch it on Sports Talk. And if you're at Sports Talk, you can catch up on all the other highlights and random stuff that we posted. Check out the community tab on Sports Talk 101. I'm posting things there as well as on our Twitter page. So we've got that also. So yeah. Otherwise, we will see you guys here next week, same time, same place.
Enjoy.
And who knows what'll happen because it's week 14. You know, there's going to be something crazy going on. It's probably going to be some, and we'll be getting ready to talk about what coaches are getting fired because, you know, that's about to happen too. We're at that point of the season where somebody's going to be getting fired. See you, Crow.
Bye, Crow.
All right. We are out of here.